video in which I will teach you this time how to build a real contract. So it's a purchase contract. So let's start immediately. Make it larger. Pragma Solidity 0.4.24. There is no real reason why I'm using 0.4.24. However, contract purchase. Okay. So it's a contract which will have three actors. One actor is the buyer, another actor is the seller, another actor is the shipper. Okay, the shipper in this contract will act as an oracle. So will tell us when the items have been delivered and when the money can be transferred to the seller. So we'll play the role of the oracle. It's technically called oracle in smart contracts. Somebody who tells you what's happening in real life. In this case, it's the shipper who will tell us the item has been delivered. Okay, so the contract is usually deployed by the seller. Okay, then the buyer accepts it and sends the money. It's a delicate issue on who decides what is the address of the shipper. Okay, well, if it is the seller or the buyer who decides what's the address of the shipper, they may cheat. They may put an address of themselves and make the shipper do what it wants. It's better if the address of the shipper, so address shipper, is established directly inside the contract. Okay, let's see. I will take one of my addresses. I will work for the moment in JavaScript virtual machine because I don't want to spend every time transaction. So, okay, let's take the last one, the DD. Okay. Okay. This is the address of the shipper. So it's very clear. What's the problem? I want 0.4.24. Okay. What's telling me? What's the problem? So may I have to do like this? Does it work now? Let me. How can I set an address directly inside? Let's see. Solidity. How to instantiate address. How can I instantiate? No, I don't want an entire array of addresses, but that's enough. With a single quotation. So, why doesn't it work? Apart from the fact that my German keyboard is not very user friendly. Okay, what's the matter here? Type error. It's an address. Okay, we'll deal with it later. For the moment, I comment it out. Okay, then what do we need? We need a status variable. The status variable will tell us in which stage is the contract. So let's define status type. Enum defines a new type, okay, which can have the following. So enum status type, it can be none, so nothing is happening. It can be the buyer has made the proposal, so let's say paid. Okay, the buyer has made the proposal and sent the money. Okay, it can be accepted, so the seller has accepted and it's going to ship. Okay, it can be shipped. Let me think. Well, if it is shipped, it's also concluded because the money is transferred to the seller, and so we don't even need it. And it can be not shipped. Let me think. Well, yes, not shipped. Not shipped means that cancelled. Okay, in this case, the buyer can reclaim the money. Okay, well, if we need other status, we will add them later on. Okay, so pay attention that status type is not a variable. It's just a new type of variable. Now I need the status type status. Okay, equal. We start by define status type dot a none. Okay, so we defined the variable status starting as as known. Okay, instead of doing all this stuff, I could just define status type as an integer and set 0, 1, 2, 3. But in this way, it's more clear. Okay, so the very first thing we need is well, instead of putting the address of the shipper here, we can put it in the constructor. So constructor a address s public. I don't think we need anything else for the constructor, and we set shipper. I understand now. Public address public shipper equal s. So address public shipper. So whenever we deploy the contract, we set also who is the shipper, and this information will be public. Okay, so everybody can construct the person who deploys the contract, specify the address, information is public, that's it. Okay. Okay, fine. And also, don't we forget, because we have seller, we have to store who is the seller. So the seller is msg.sender. Okay, and here we say address. I set the seller as a private address. Well, this depends on how much privacy do you want in your contract. Maybe the seller is selling illegal things, so it needs to have a private address. Okay, but there is no need to make it public. Okay, so the constructor sets the shipper, which is public, so also the buyer can see who is the shipper, can see that the seller is not cheating. The shipper is the address of a real shipping company when they will have Ethereum addresses. And the seller doesn't, then no need to be public. Okay, so at this point, and the status is set to none. This is already set here. Okay, yeah, status type public. Okay, so everybody can see the status. Okay, now the buyer can make the purchase. So function purchase. Okay, well, the buyer just simply sends the money and that's it. Okay, we assume that's a very simple purchase. I don't like let's call it proposal, because I don't like to call the function in the same way as the contract. This is a payable function, okay, because the buyer will send the money. It's a public, everybody will be able to call it. I don't think we need anything else. Okay, let's see. First of all, we need to remember who is the buyer. So, also, the buyer is kept private. So, buyer equal msg sender. Okay. Then the buyer sends the money. That's it. I don't think we need anything else. Let me drink. The buyer sends the money goes into the contract balance. That's it. The status, we have to change the status. Status becomes status type dot paid. Okay. At this point, the seller needs a function to check how much money has the buyer put inside. So function get balance. It's a view function. It's public. Returns int unsigned int. Okay, simply return I think this will work. This means this object, so the contract itself, balance. That's it, this one is wrong. Okay, something else. The status is a public variable, so everybody can see it. We don't need a specific function to look at it. Okay. Here, the buyer can make a proposal only if the current status is known. If it is already paid by another person, accepted or cancelled, the buyer cannot make another proposal. So we put here require status equal status type dot known. Okay. Okay. Oh, we stop here just to make some tests because for sure there will be a lot of bugs. I'm writing the code without ever tested it before, so for sure there are bugs. So compile, bug in fact. Semicolon. No. What was the bug? Pass error. Seems that we don't need a semicolon this time. Very strange. Okay. Yeah. Warning. Using contract member balance inherited from the address type is deprecated. Convert the contract to address type. Okay. It's suggesting to me to address this. Okay. Suggesting to me to use this one. That's it. Recompile. Okay, fine. Compiled. Okay. Let's see. I deploy it on the JavaScript virtual machine, so not even on the ring B test. I have to set the last address as the, and I deploy with the first. Okay, so the first one will be the seller, the last address is the shipper. Deploy. Okay, so let's see who is the shipper. 0 by DD. Okay, doesn't matter in Ethereum whether the capital letters or small cap letter. Get balance 0, status 0. When you ask for status, it tells you simply 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't tell you known, etc., etc. Now let's make a proposal. So the second person here makes a proposal, sends 200 way. Okay, proposal done. Let's see the balance, 200 ways. The ship is always start on the status 1. Okay, miracle, it works. Okay, let's go on with the compiling with the functions. So once the proposal is made, function, well, it can be accepted or rejected by the seller. So this is the function which the seller accepts. It can be, it must be accepted only by the seller, not by somebody else. So require msg.sender equal seller. Okay, so if it is not a seller, goodbye. Okay, at this point, status is equal to status type dot accepted. Okay, and we suppose at this point the seller is shipping the goods. okay, I think we don't need anything else. Because the seller doesn't get the money when he accepts the order, obviously. He gets the money only when the order is shipped. We have function reject. Always only the seller can reject. Status equal status type dot rejected, cancelled. Okay. Wait, because the seller can accept only if the current status is paid, otherwise cannot accept. So only if the current status is paid that the buyer can accept, and same thing for rejecting. Can reject only if the current status is paid. Okay, so we have to accept. I think these are pretty easy. We should not make mistake. We have another function in which the buyer can change his mind. So before the seller can accept the order, the buyer can change his mind. Function change mind. So situation in which the buyer now changes the mind. So again, the buyer can change the mind only if he is the buyer. Okay, and the status is paid. In this case, the status goes to none and the money goes back. So the contract is reset and the money goes back. So we must transfer to buyer dot transfer all the balance. Okay. Let's hope everything works. Yes, so we transfer all the money back. And we reset the status to none. Yeah, okay. Seems okay. You have to pay very attention when you do something like this, because you transfer all the money. If there's a mistake, the buyer can get all the money. Okay. Fine. Let's check it. Compile. 300,000. No visibility. So this is public. This is public. And this is public. Compile. Okay. That's it. I delete the other one. I deploy it. Wait. So again, the contract of the shipper is the last one. So the address of the shipper. The one who deploys is the first one. So deploy. Have it here. Get balance 0. Shipper. Okay. Status 0. Okay. Now, the buyer is the second one, sends 300 away, let's suppose we just for mistake, we send with a reject, so something completely wrong. Can you see? The transaction has been reverted in its initial state, the constructor should be payable to send value, so. In this case, the money, the 300 weights have not disappeared, but the gas has been consumed. So let's send 300 weights to proposal. Okay, done. Get balance, 300 weights. Shipper stash. We cannot get who is the buyer, but because it's secret. Okay, now suppose that now the buyer changes the mind. So change mind. Status, again 0, balance 0. Okay, money has been going back. Let's restore 500 way. Oh, let's send, we are rich, let's send 5 ether. Okay, so the buyer makes a proposal of 5 ether. Okay, balance, 5 ether. Okay, it's been, there's a mistake here. No, when it's rejected, it's cancelled, but we can also send the money back immediately. So we don't need actually to cancel, we will do it later. Now let's suppose the proposal is accepted. So accept status 1. So status 1 is still paid. Why doesn't work? Okay, let's try to accept again. Because I try to accept with a buyer, it's a seller who have to accept it. Accept the status true. Okay, fine. Okay, going back here, if it is rejected, we don't even need the status cancelled. We can revert it to status known and send the money back immediately. Okay. So. No, pay attention. No, not with reject, not with. Okay. Accepted. Okay. So we don't need, I think, the status cancelled. Let's see, for example, non-paid accepted. Okay. At this point, the seller must, the shipper must confirm the sending. So function shipped, okay, public. Only the shipper can do it. Shipper, and it must be in a status of accepted. So accepted. Okay. At this point, the shipper is confirms that having shipped and transfers the money to the seller. So seller. Okay, money goes back to the seller and the status goes back to known, so it's ready for another. Okay. So shipped, only the shipper can do it. It must be accepted, set the status back to known, so contract's over, and money goes to the seller. Okay. The shipper can also set a not shipped. So not shipped function. Only the shipper can do it. In this case, the money goes to the buyer. Pretty easy. Okay. Okay. Finally, there is another thing which may happen. The other thing is that the seller never ships. The shipper doesn't give any information, cannot give the shipped, but even the not shipped. Okay. So in this case, we call function reclaim. It can be called only by the buyer. It's a public function. It can be called only if the status is accepted. In this case, there is another requirement. For the moment, we leave it open. Okay. It can be called only if, let's say, too much time has passed. For example, in real life, 1 month. In here, in the video, we'll make 20 seconds. Okay, so just in this case, it sets the status to known and transfers the money to the buyer. Okay, so we claim because too much time has passed. Let's put a comment. So too much time has passed and item has not been shipped. Okay, let's see how to require. So I have a way to measure the time inside the smart contract. Let me check my notes. It's the timestamp. Yes. So we have block timestamp. It's the moment in which the contract has been confirmed, okay, or in which the transaction has been confirmed. So let's see. When do we pay it? Okay, proposal. At this point, we record the proposal time, okay, as block timestamp. Okay, block timestamp is a variable which tells you the time at which the block has been confirmed when this function has been mined. So when the buyer sends a proposal, we can record the time, not exactly of the proposal, but let's say 10 seconds later, so when the block has been mined, so proposal time. So we set it as timestamp, I think it's an integer. Yes, let's put it public so we can see it. Proposal time. Okay. Okay, here require a block timestamp to be larger or equal than proposal time plus how much? Well, consider that it's measured in seconds. In seconds. Let me see. Solidity block timestamp. Is the block timestamp value in Solidity in seconds or milliseconds? It's a Unix timestamp. Okay, seconds. Is in seconds. Okay. So let's say if 40, in real life you will put an appropriate number of seconds, just 1 month or 2 weeks. Now we say 40 seconds because I don't want to stay here forever. If it is larger or equal than proposal time plus 40, okay, the buyer can reclaim back the money. And I think we have done everything. Let's see whether it compiles. There is obviously a mistake here. Well, a block. Compile. There's another mistake. Status type. Cancel doesn't exist anymore. If you reject, is set to none. Okay. Okay, a lot of warnings, but who cares? Let's see on the JavaScript virtual machine. Okay, as usual, the last one will be the address. I delete the old one. The last one will be the address of the shipper. So deployed. Let's see now. The balance 0. Maybe you see better like this. Proposal time 0. Okay, 0 because no proposal has been made. Shipper. Okay, status 0. Okay. Okay, let's see now. The first one. Oh no, I deployed with the shipper account, so delete. I want to deploy with the first account, so deploy. Okay. Okay, deployed with the first account. Now, the second account is the buyer. He will make a proposal sending a huge amount of 10 ether, 9 ether. Proposal. Let's see, get balance, 9 ether, status, 1, the proposal time, can you see? It's the number of seconds since the 1st of January 1970. In the computer world, the age starts in the first this January 1970. Okay, now we let some time pass. Let's see just a reclaim. Suppose in the meantime the buyer accepts. That we must be the buyer to accept. So I change to the buyer. I accept. Status 2. Okay. I think 40 seconds have passed, so let's try to reclaim the money. I must beat the seller. The seller accepts. I must beat the buyer to reclaim the money. Let's say I have 85.99 ether. I reclaim my money. Now I have 94. Can you see the money is back? Okay, the status has been reset to 0. Okay, now let's make another one. I send 50 is ether, so a lot of money. So proposal. Okay, can you see my balance has dropped to 44? Now the seller accepts. Okay. The The seller accepts. I cannot change my mind anymore. Let's try to see what happens if I try to change my mind. Change mind. I can see. No, I can't do it. Worm error revert because there is a require. Okay, now the shipper confirms. Where is shipped? Let's get the balance. Shipped. The shipper confirms. Okay, confirmed. And as you can see, all the money has been transferred to the seller, the 50 Ether. Okay. Seems to work perfect. There is only one thing here. I want to reclaim my money if the status is accepted, but also if the status is paid, because I may pay, and because I can change my mind if the status is paid. Okay, so I can reclaim the money if the status is accepted. Okay, I can reclaim the money if the status is accepted and too much time has passed. I can change my mind if the status is paid. Okay, well, seems that the smart contract works fine. Okay, well, just as a final test, I will deploy it on the real Web3. Okay, let's see how many accounts we have here. It will be a lot of effort. 2. So I will need to use a third account. I will need to make a third account. So create account 3, create. I need to pass some Ether from one account to another one. Not because this will be the shipper. Not because the shipper actually needs to put money, but needs at least to pay the gas. So let me take the copy the account of the third. Okay, let's send from account 2 to account 3. 1 Ether. 1 Ether. Fast, thank you. Confirm. Okay, now account 3. Come on. Confirm. Now we are on the real. Okay. We are on the real testnet, so on the real. On Ring.b, so we are really on the blockchain. So it may take time. Come on. Okay, confirmed. Fine. So the third account now has 1 Ether. So can act as a. So I copy to clipboard the rest of the third account. Okay.
Here's what I found.
In the meantime, Google was listening to me. Damn Google spying me. Okay. So now let's deploy this contract. Recompile it just to be sure. Deploy this on the Ring.b. Okay. I have to pay attention now not to make any mistake, because now otherwise the money will be lost. D4. Okay. Let me change account. The third one is the one who will be the seller. The one who deploy is the first one. So the seller is the first one. First one, 52. Okay. Deploy. Oh, yeah, I forgot. It was so nice to use the virtual machine. Fast, save, confirm, deployed. Let's see. In the meantime, I drink my Coke. Making a test on the blockchain is really slow. It's much faster to make. Okay, oh, finally. Okay, now we have the contract. Let's see. Status 0. Balance 0. Shipper. Didn't get the shipper? No. Without the shipper, I won't put any money. Okay, I will try to put money and then reclaim it immediately. Because without the shipper, nobody can confirm. That's a mistake. Why didn't get the shipper? I put the address here. Ah, yeah, now we have the shipper. Okay, proposal time. Nothing, because we don't make any proposal. Now, with the second address. Okay, now I have the second. Is 72. 72, okay. I will send, let's be stingy here, because if I lose the money, I want to recover it easily. 200 way. Okay. Proposal. Ah, yes, it's a real transaction. Fast, thank you. Confirm. Transaction on the blockchain. That's it. Confirmed. Well, must say that the Ethereum testing network is pretty fast. Yeah, but before tomorrow, okay. Let's see the contract here. I will just monitor the contract here. Deploy and confirmed 200 way. Okay. Now, the buyer must accept. I don't change any mind here because otherwise. So from account 1 is 52F. So 52F, okay. Accept. Make it fast, please. Confirm. Let's refresh. This is the status of the account. Let's refresh it. Events. Okay, refresh. Refresh. Oh, nothing's happening. I don't see the... Oh, okay. A transaction of 0 Ether. It was the confirmation. Let's see here the status. 2. Okay. The balance 200. Proposal time is this one. Okay. Now the proposal time for sure has expired. So the buyer could reclaim the money. We don't do it. We just go through. We go to the shipper account. We just make the standard one. In a real application, you should do a lot of tests. So the shipper, this one. D4. D4. Okay. The shipper just sends a shipped confirmation. Okay. As usual. Is there a way to save forever this fast? By the way, who wants to make slow transactions on the test blockchain? See? This is all the transactions received by the account, by the contract. Come on. Okay, received. I say received. Okay, please notice that the blockchain in my computer is at this point faster than the blockchain on Etherscan. We are looking at two different blockchains because each one has its own copy. The copy on my computer has received the transaction. The copy on the blockchain now has received the transaction. Here it is. This was the confirmation. Let's see, the status is 0. The balance 0, and 200 weights have been transferred, I imagine, to from account 2 to account 1. We will not notice because but for sure if you go back in the video you can check that 200 weight have been lost from here and now are here. Okay. Okay. That's it. And we can stop the video.